What's up everybody? Good afternoon and welcome to a very special What's Up vlog number 91, the Ride London 100 special. And the Ride London 100 adventure has already begun for me with what's potentially the trickiest part of my whole weekend. And I'm riding down possibly the worst conditioned cycle path known to man here in Caterham in Surrey. Riding down to the train station, I'm having to go literally 1 mile an hour so that I don't get bounced off my bike or puncture. I've got this really heavy bag on my back as well, which you can see with all my overnight bits and bobs, and I'm really nervous. It's really strange. Obviously I've done this before, so I know what to expect, but for some reason my heart's going like the clappers already. So anyway, I'm just going to concentrate on this nasty bone shaker of a path and get down to the train station. So I'll catch you in a bit. Hi, I can have a one-day travel card, please. I'm literally the only person in this carriage. Absolutely fantastic. I don't think I've ever been on such an empty train, and I was expecting it to be heaving, but look, not a single soul. How brilliant is that? So I might as well run through a few bike bits. Regular viewers will already be familiar with R2, my beautiful Cervelo. There he is in all his glory. Additional upgrades: Data Superleggera RS seat post, Physic Arione Carbon VS braided saddle, changed the brakes, Shimano 105s. I have Time Espresso 10 carbon pedals. New stem, which is a Data Superleggera RS also. Not yet changed the bars, but I will be. And then the biggest, most significant upgrade, the wheels, which are the Mavic Cerium Pro Exolith wheels, which I really like. They're not carbon, sadly, but they don't have the silver brake track, which is nice, having an all black wheel. I do want some carbon deep dish ones, but I want a lot of things. So anyway, that's the bike that I will be doing the Ride London on. Here's my custom helmet, which is the same ones I used last year, and it's all really faded now. You can see I did a Ride London design with the sort of landmarks of London going round to the sort of leafy, hilly Surrey hills, and then a few other little sort of pertinent bits and pieces, pertinent to me anyway. So I'll be using that one again. I'll show you what's in my kit bag, but I'll do that when I get to my hotel. I'll do an unpacking so you can see what I brought with me, but I think I brought too much, and whatever I brought in that bag has got to fit inside a see-through plastic bag that they Prudential give us at the registration, and that bag is the one that gets thrown into the baggage trucks. So I've got to basically fit all of that stuff, all of that, into this plastic bag so that it can be transported to the end of the ride for me to pick up to take home with me. So fingers crossed, I might be throwing a few things away. Quite looking forward to this show, the registration bit. It's not. I call it a show. If it's like last year's, that's a bit of an exaggeration. It's not quite as exciting as that, but it still, gears you up for the event quite nicely. I was hoping to find a decent deal on a Wahoo Element bolt, but others that have been there have said they didn't come across anything. So don't hold out much hope for that. So I'll be stuck to using Strava on my the app, the iPhone app.
This train.
It's slightly overcast today. This is Saturday, by the way. This is not Sunday. This is Saturday the 29th. I'm staying at the university rooms, digs, whatever you call them, tonight, which is really close to the start. But it's quite. I'm sorry. It's quite overcast, but it's dry at the moment and it's very muggy, very warm, as you can see by the sweat patch on my t-shirt. And I think, I'll see if I can get a shot.
This train is the southern service to
I don't know if you saw that, but if you did, it's an even bigger sweat patch on my back where my bag has been on my back while I was riding down to the station. Right, anyway, I'm going to sit down and relax for the next sort of half an hour or so while this train takes me to London Bridge.
What I would do to take away this fear of being loved, allegiance to the pain. Now I'm messed up and I'm missing you. I'll never be like you. I would give anything to change this fickle-minded heart that loves fake shiny things. Now I'm messed up and I'm missing you. I'll never be like you. I'm only human, can't you see? I'm made a mistake. Please just look me in my face and tell me everything's okay. I'll never be like you. I'm only human, can't you see? I'm made a mistake. Please just look me in my face and tell me everything's okay. I'll never be like you. How do I make you wanna stay? Hate sleeping on my own, missing the way you taste. Now I'm messed up and I'm missing you. I'll never be like you.
How accessible is that? Unbelievable. Just riding around as a BMC, God knows what, road machine, stupid thousands of pounds. Whoop, hang on, big bump. Stupid thousands of pounds worth of BMC road machine just left at the side of the truck. It's unreal. Right, now I've got to find out where I'm allowed to go in with my bike. Check this out, Lotto Soudal boys on turbo trainers. Good luck, guys. Check this. What do you reckon? New Team WKG bike right here. Owen Dool.
Moi, tu parlais avec Valérie.
I think I found a way in.
Stop looking at me with those eyes, like I could disappear and you wouldn't care why. Now I'm messed up and I'm missing you. I'll never be like you. I'm only human, can't you see? I made a mistake. Please just look me in my face and tell me everything's okay.
Hey, you alright? How you doing?
You recording already?
Huh? Well, I haven't been in yet, I just got here. Oh yeah? I'll tell you what, I'll go and check my bike in, I'll come back and say hello, yeah? Nice to meet you very briefly. Be back in a sec.
So I've come out of the Excel. I didn't hang around for very long because there was a huge queue just for registration, so I couldn't really be bothered fighting through more crowds by the time I was done. So I'm out with Kev and Darren, and then just left early. Sorry? Yeah, you're going the right way. Yeah, met up with Kev and Darren and their better halves, which was really nice. And now I'm just trying to find my way to my hotel. See how we go. That was the most difficult part of the day so far. Just finding the room from reception. The room's called O2D, and there's absolutely no indication of what O, the 2 or the D refer to. So I've pretty much just been putting keys in people's doors until one of them opened. So here I am, and it is the smallest room. Look at this. That's it, that's my room. Got a fridge though. No TV. Oh, and did I mention it's absolutely pouring down outside? So I am soaked. My bike is soaked. But I'm here. There's a bed. Get a good night's sleep. Got to find somewhere to grab something to eat and then get a good night's sleep. Glasses are slipping down my head. Freshen up for what will hopefully be a dry start tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Can you believe how miserable it is out here? I've just gone to Sainsbury's, which is only like half a mile away from my little well, they call it a flat. It's not a flat, it's a cupboard with an even smaller cupboard with a shower in it, but it's quite cute really. I shouldn't grumble. I did manage to use the shower room to wash my bike, get all the grit off, which was good. But yeah, I've just been to Sainsbury's because I can't see any restaurants or anything anywhere to get food, so I've stocked up on sort of pre-made pasta dishes, salads, and loads of drinks, stuff for breakfast, because apparently I didn't sign up for breakfast, although it says I am on the actual receipt, but apparently my name's not on the list for breakfast, so that's something I'll have to take up with them at another time. The breakfast for early risers, like the cyclists, was like almost like a Happy Meal, I think, like a little box that you get delivered to your room, so you've got a breakfast first thing. So I don't think I'm missing out on an awful lot, but it would have been helpful. Hang on, how come I've just seen someone with what looks like a McDonald's bag in their hand? Oh, I think if I just turned left instead of right when I came out of my little digs, I might have had more luck. Oh well, this is a healthier option anyway. I bought fruit, I bought pasta, I bought like a protein breakfast milkshake type thing for the morning. It's so miserable. It's hard to believe that it's going to be any brighter tomorrow with how dull it is right now, but we'll wait and see. So yeah, I'm just going to wander back into my little room, and then I will unpack all my stuff properly and run through what what I think you need to bring when you do Ride London.
Please just look me in my face, tell me everything's okay. 'Cause I got it. Ooh, I'll never be like you. I'm only human, can't you say I'm in?
And we're in. So, quick equipment check. Got it all laid out on the bed. I'll do this before I leave as well, but it's always worth having a second go in the hotel. So I can run through what I've got. So let's have a look. I've got the JDRF jersey, which I will be very proudly wearing. I will be rocking my WKG bib shorts with complementary matching orange and black, orange and grey Mavic shoes, the brightest orange socks I could possibly find, my Oakleys, which I also customised to be orange and black because they were originally green and black, as you can see from there, contact lenses, the Tax heart rate monitor, gloves, a cap to hide my man bun at the end when I take off the helmet, which I showed you on the train. This is my Mavic, what is it, a Mavic Cosmic that I customised. Spare inner tube, tyre levers, very basic multi-tool, mini pump. I've got more of these somewhere and I'm a bit worried that I can't find them, but I think I've got them in a bag within a bag somewhere. But basically energy gels, quad lock case for my phone to run Strava and keep an eye on the Ride London tracker so I can see how quickly I'm catching up with Kev Stephen. This is my little top tube bag, and inside here, oh here we go, inside here I've got the most delicious energy bar, the banana flavour high five flapjacky type thing. I've got a couple of little, these are like Saurine malt loaf cubes. Aha, more gels. Oh no, that's another energy bar. I've got a power bank to keep my phone and my GoPro charged. And I've also got, what have I got? Oh yes, I popped these in there. I actually got these free last year I think and didn't use them, but they might help me if I'm in dire straits with cramp. So some deep freeze and deep heat sort of muscle relief. That's basically it. Don't need much more than that. The feed stations, as you'd expect, are pretty well equipped. So I have got bottles which I've got in the little fridge down there, but you can top those up with either plain water or energy gels, energy drinks, tablets, whatever. Obviously got the bike, which I've now cleaned in the shower. I'm just drip drying it on one of their towels, so they're not going to be that happy with me, but there we go. So that's it. Yeah, I'm settled in for the night. I've got back from walking to the little Sainsbury's in the pouring rain. Even my second t-shirt now is pretty wet, so I'm going to dry off, eat some food, some of the pasta and stuff that I just bought, and don't know, if it gets nice I might go for a wander. Can't see it. If not, I'll binge watch some. I was watching a program called Ozark on Netflix. It's a new series, a bit like Breaking Bad, but I'm loving that. So I think I'll binge watch a few episodes of that and try and get a good night's sleep. So unless I think of something, the next time I see you, I'll be getting up for breakfast to head to the start for Ride London. See you then. Morning everybody. It is 5:10 on Sunday the 30th of July and I am just about to exit this tiny little room. I'll give you a full panoramic 360 view to head off to the start for Ride London 2017. Had a horrendous night's sleep, mainly because, I don't know if you can see out there, a metal roof and a metal windowsill, and we had a real heavy downpour last night, and that basically was like having the stage show, what's it called, Stomp, banging away, some drumming outside my window. So I fell asleep quite quick, but then woke up at about 1:30 and have been kind of on and off awake since then. So not the best preparation, but anyway, can't complain. Had a bed, had a roof, had a shower, the smallest shower in the world, but it was big enough to wash my bike. And now I've got to find my way. Well, I've got to get down to reception out of this little maze of a university, and then find my way to the start. So fingers crossed. Next time you see me, I will be on my way, or actually at the start pen for Ride London.
I'm only human, can't you see? I made a mistake. Please just look me in my face. Tell me everything's okay. Psychotic. Ooh, I've never been like you.
Lovely to see you. Thanks for bringing the weather with you. We are looking for weather-based choices for your ride-out music. Mr. Blue Sky. What else? Sorry. Here Comes the Sun. Should we put those two up? Okay. So we'll step back. It's a hand in the air and a cheer if you want Mr. Blue Sky. And a hand in the air and a cheer if you want Here Comes the Sun. You've got just over a minute. We're looking for a very big countdown from you. Quick high five to the riders alongside you. They're the ones going to be experiencing Prudential Ride London-Surrey 100 with you. Good luck. Do you know what? You're our favourite wave so far.
You want a vlog as well?
Here we go. Everybody joins in. 50, 40, 30, 12, 11.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Human, can't you say? I made a mistake. Please just look me in my face. Tell me everything's okay. Psychotic. Ooh, I've never been like you. I'm only human, can't you say? I made a mistake. Please just look me in my face. Tell me everything's okay. Psychotic. Ooh, I've never been like you.
Massive blowout. Oh man. I managed to fix my puncture, but I've got a huge split in the side of my tyre, so there's a mechanic station a bit further up apparently, so I'm probably going to have to stop there and maybe hopefully see if I can buy a new tyre, if I can get that far. I've used a bit of the old inner tube to line the tyre, so hopefully that gives it a bit of protection where the big hole is, but see how far we go.
camera. You realise she's doing no work behind you?
I'm on music duty.
Yeah, I've got it on camera. done without stopping, without cramp. Thank you, Mr. Keith Denton, for the apple cider vinegar. I think that's what did the job. Cheers, buddy. Still haven't got cramp. Ride London 100, 2017, finished. Thank you very much. Can you get that over there? Thank you. Thank you. Hey. I got 2 medals. I managed to blag one from my daughter or my son. They can fight over it. But, that was awesome. All done. Now I've got to try and get my bag and find the JDRF crew that are in the park somewhere. And if they haven't already gone home, hopefully meet up with Kev and Darren and anyone else from the club. So we'll see. I'm home at last, and I'm more tired than I probably should be. And the reason I'm more tired than I should be is that my train, which was supposed to take me from Victoria to Caterham Station, which is about a 2-minute ride from my home, decided to stop in Purley, which is about a 30-minute ride from my home, and everyone got kicked off at Purley. They put on a bus service to compensate, but everybody obviously clambered onto the bus and I had no chance of getting on with my bike. So with my backside on fire and my shoulders killing me from the weight of my bag, it was back on the bike and start trudging my way back towards home. And I got about 3 or 4k into it and I gave up. I had to phone my wife and she very kindly came and picked me up from a petrol station where I was collapsed on the floor basically, almost in tears. So but we're back, we're home, and I was a bit peed off by it all, to be honest. I'm smiling now, but I was a bit I shouldn't be down. All in all, it was brilliant. I think we had a pretty crappy start with a few. I was fed up not being able to find my hotel room easily, and the weather was grotty, and then obviously this at the end of just being so shattered and just wanting to get all the way, you know, door to door delivery service of myself with my bike would have been nice. But in between, there were some really good moments. Ride London itself, it remains a brilliant event, despite a few issues obviously that I had with the puncher, etc. But it's still good. Riding through London and Surrey, closed roads, up some of those hills, through the tunnels and around some of the most iconic sort of British landmarks is fantastic to do without the pressure of being wiped out by a car. So yeah, that was really good fun. I got to meet the JDRF crew at the end, have a little picnic with them. I didn't meet Kev, Stephen and Darren at the picnic because they quite rightly had already left, given that they would have had to wait a good couple of hours for me to arrive after them. I can't blame them. Well, but on that subject, well done guys, your times were absolutely stunning. So brilliant. I'm forcing a smile and to not be bitter about that. So well done. No, seriously, that is absolutely brilliant. I'd have had to have been doping for a good couple of months and even motor doping to have kept up with you, even without a puncher and all the rest of it. So excellent job. On the subject of the puncher, that obviously was my big drama of the day, and mainly because it was more than just a puncher. It was so frustrating. It was a sudden blowout on a bend, and but it basically blew a hole in the tyre. Anyone that's familiar with the Conti GP4000 S2 tyres will know the tread pattern. Oh, sorry, cat's freaking out. What's wrong? Tread pattern is like these little sort of sharp tooth shapes, and one of those had completely sort of blown out. And so when I put the new tube in and tried to pump it up, the tube was bursting out the side of it like a balloon. So I had to tear a strip off the damaged tube and try and line the inside of the tyre, and then put the new tube back in, pump it up, but only to a really low pressure, otherwise it was just going to burst through again. But luckily that was enough to see me moving again, albeit very slowly and tentatively. It was actually the scariest part of the whole race. Ride. It wasn't a race. Well, wasn't supposed to be a race, but I literally was, on the edge of my seat or saddle, literally, with every bend and every bump, because it just felt I was going so slow, but it still felt that if I turned too sharply, the tyre was going to rip from the rim, or it was just going to blow again. So that was really nervy for a while. Luckily, it got me to the mechanical stop, where Sigma Sport had a tent, and the only tyres they sold from that tent were these rather expensive but rather lovely S-Works tyres. I'll let you have a look. So it's actually a really nice tyre, and I've now got to convince my wife that I need a matching one for the front. So that's another conversation. Obviously, I'd have been happy with whatever tyre they had, because if I couldn't buy one there and then, that was possibly game over, because there was no way I was going to ride on with my tyre bulging out my inner tube bulging out the side of the tyre. So fair play to those guys. They got me turned around and back on my bike, and we were rolling. And all went, in terms of mechanicals, all went really smoothly from that point, which was not to be said for a lot of people. I mean, this year compared to last, there were so many mechanicals that I saw at the side of the road. Punctures, broken chains, broken chain rings. There were, all sorts of problems, and I can only assume that the weather was a major contributor to that, because the roads obviously started off, even when it wasn't raining, it had been so heavy last night that the roads started off really gritty and a bit slippy. On that note, saw quite a few rather nasty accidents. So again, it was a bit of a stop-start kind of ride from a certain point onwards, which I'm guessing actually was a lot worse even for the guys that started behind us. It seems to get you're more disrupted obviously the later you start. So a little bit stop-start, but thankfully, touch wood, I wasn't involved in any of those, and neither was anyone I know, and I'm pretty certain that there were no really serious accidents, so fingers crossed that that's the case. So I saved my legs. I went off probably slower than I needed to, but my main objective was to get through this without cramp, and I'm absolutely stunned that I managed to achieve that, because that is by far the biggest distance I've ever done without cramping up. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, thank you Mr. Keith Denton, you legend. Your little tip of apple cider vinegar, I have no doubt in my mind, helped. That and the fact that I did start off really steady. That was the strategy all along. Start off really steady, save my legs for the hills, which I did, but possibly saved them a bit too much. I think I could have pushed maybe a little bit harder, because I had some legs left at the end of for a sprint on the mile, which was really nice. Just sort of open up the lungs and gun it a little bit over the line. So that was a nice experience. Box Hill, fine, steady, smooth, no problem. Didn't break any records, but didn't have any problems. Leith Hill, which obviously came before Box Hill, that was the one that was in my mind. I was worried about because I had to get off the bike and push last year. I cramped up so badly. But not a sign of it. Absolutely fine. The only frustration with Leith Hill, which I'm sure is the same for everybody, is it's really difficult to find a rhythm because it's a narrow road. Obviously thousands of people going up it all at different paces, and it's easy to get sort of boxed in. And I don't know if you could tell from the video, there were times when I'm sort of stuck behind a slower rider but can't move out because of the faster riders coming. So you find a nice cadence and a nice rhythm, and then it gets sort of broken up, and that's a little bit frustrating because the only times where I sort of felt tiredness in the legs was when I had to sort of slow down and then try and pick it back up again. So nice clear road would have made that obviously a lot easier. But that was my victory of the day, basically getting up and over Leith Hill without cramp, and then still having the legs to do Box Hill without cramp. And I actually now, in hindsight, do wish I'd attacked Box Hill a little bit more, because I could have done. I wouldn't have got a PB, I'm sure, but I could have just got a slightly better time. Yeah, and then it's pretty much flat or downhill from that point. There were a few Wimbledon hills, a bit of a kick, but no, pretty easy going from there. I think it was a nice straightforward ride, much easier overall than I remember from last year. But I did get to about 10 miles to go, and that was kind of the point where I'm sort of thinking, right, I've done this now, I just want to get back home. I just want to get to the end and see if I can meet some people, sit down and relax. So the last 10-15 miles does drag until you get on the mall, whatever, when the excitement kicks in again. It's lovely coming through the villages and towns with the crowds cheering, and to be honest, it's a bit of a cliche, but they're the real heroes of this thing, because they were standing out there in rain and shine and wind and clapping along, kids jumping around with banners and clappers and all the rest of it, and it does give you a bit of a buzz as you come through. It's I'm sure it's just an ego thing, but it was really nice, and well played, you guys that stand out there at the side of the road for hours cheering on your loved ones and your friends and family and whatever. So but yeah, you kind of got to that point where it was last 10-15's like, just want to get to the end now. And then when you do get to the end, you're given a very nice medal, nice big substantial heavy medal, which will take pride and place in my little collection. So that was really nice, and amazingly, this was the, other than me not getting cramp, this was the other sort of miracle of the day. In amongst the tens of thousands of people all clamouring to then get off the Mall and into the parks to meet their family, I spotted this drop dead gorgeous Bianchi XR4, Ultra XR4, just a couple of bikes ahead of me, and I thought, I'm sure I know someone that's just bought one of those, and then sure enough I could see a little Love Velo sticker on the top tube, and it was none other than the world famous Mr. Stevie Wongster, Steve Wong, literally there within touching distance after we'd both ridden 100 miles from different starting times and whatever, in amongst thousands of people, right there. So I called out his name, and sure enough, Mr. Wong it was. So that was brilliant to meet you, Steve, and well done on your ride. I know Bruce, who obviously Steve and I did the Davina McCall ride with. I know he'd done it as well. So Bruce, if you're watching, well done, buddy. Shame I didn't get to bump into you. Likewise, Mr. Olaf Bonk. I'm so gutted because I think you'd seen on my tracker that I'd just finished, and you were around the start finish area at that same time and had messaged me, but I didn't see that message till I was on the train on the way home. So real apologies, I didn't check earlier, and I'm gutted I didn't bump into you. I did meet, however, Zoe and Mike Collins, who are Team Type 1 riders, both riding for JDRF as well. Excellent to meet you guys. Well done on your achievements, and just for getting to the end and for supporting such an amazing charity. And as I said at the time, it's really nice to put faces to names, and hopefully I'll see you, all of you and more on future rides. So that was basically it for the day, to be honest. Apologies I didn't get any footage of the JDRF sort of camp and picnic. but I was having to, my phone was about to run out, so I was having to use my charger to charge that rather than my camera. Yeah, that was it. Ride London done. Next stop Von 2, which is going to be interesting. I'm never going to live it down with Kev, Stephen and Darren Smith having destroyed me so comfortably time wise. I've got to stay a week in France with them, and they're no doubt going to embarrass me on the mountain as well. So it should be alright. I'll just stick. I'm trying to think of who the slower guys are that are going. I'm just going to stick with them. I'm not sure there are any. Anyway, all in all, I'm still smiling. I'm aching, but I'm smiling. It was good fun, despite a few mishaps. Well done to everybody that took part and completed it. It's a massive achievement. Don't care how fit you are, how regularly you ride. It's a big event and a real bucket list event. So well done to everybody that did it. Our next ride, for anybody that's interested, which I'm not at the moment, but I'm kind of committed, is obviously our Triple Crown race. So if you haven't already, jump onto the Facebook event and register for a time window on that. It's not on the official Zwift events because we're going to be jumping courses, so we can't set it up as an actual event, I'm afraid. So, but jump on the Facebook page and check it out there. And I'll see you all then. I don't think I've got anything else to share with you. Thanks everybody that ordered t-shirts. That was the last thing. The Zwiftaholic one seems to be going down well, so thanks everybody that jumped on that. They'll all be winging their way to you very shortly. So that's it. Nothing else to say. Congratulations everybody. Catch you on the next one. Ciao.